Moving now to Cameroon, which is set to hold national elections next month. And recently, some of the country's senior officials visited Washington to assure the international community and Cameroonians in the diaspora that the elections will be free and fair. But some remain concerned that incumbent President Paul Biya might tamper with the votes. Next month's presidential election in Cameroon has a special significance for its citizens in the diaspora. They can now vote for the first time. A recent discussion on the fairness and transparency of the October 9th ballot attracted many interested in the electoral process. Speakers at the event, co-sponsored by the Woodrow Wilson International Center for Scholars, included senior officials in the Prime Minister's office and the chairman of the Electoral Commission. Fabien Nkot, a senior advisor to Prime Minister Philemon Yang, says the country is committed to holding free and fair elections.
Cameroon is not heaven. Nobody is saying that. But what we are saying here is that we are improving in the field of modernizing the electoral process of the country.
Incumbent President Paul Biya, representing the ruling Cameroon People's Democratic Movement, or CPDM, is one of 21 candidates vying for the presidency, a factor many have openly criticized, citing lack of economic and political progress during his 29 years in office. But Gogomu Paul Mingo, Director of Cabinet in Yang's office, defended Biya's record, adding that all information is available to the public.
For anybody who's been to Cameroon of late, he would have seen the changes in the economy, in infrastructure, the changes in the political, the freedom that we talked about. I think there is no place in Africa where we have more than 300 papers on which anybody can say anything. You abuse the president as you want.
Some audience members also questioned Biya's eligibility to run, citing a constitutional modification he made in 1996, limiting terms in office to 2 years. They argue that though a 2008 amendment scrapped term limits, Biya should not qualify. Previous elections have been marred by opposition boycotts and allegations of vote rigging in Biya's favor. Critics also questioned the independence of the Electoral Board of Elections Cameroon, or ELECAM, since most of its members are former CPDM members, including its chairman Fonkam Samuel Azu. Jules Conchu represents the opposition Union of Democratic Forces of Cameroon, also contesting in the elections.
He traveled to the United States today with people of the government, so independent they can organize everything. How come you can be a referee and be part of the other team? That cannot work. That's not election.
But Fonkam Azu says the commission is neutral. He credited the government for enabling close to 8 million people to register by making it free. He also says ballot tabulations by the National Vote Counting Commission is foolproof.
There are 2 justices of the Supreme Court. There are 5 members of ELECAM, and then all the representatives of the candidates who stood for the elections. This is the commission that sits down and goes through all the results.
Mireille Dupé, who also questions ELECAM's neutrality, opposes Biya's re-election bid. She says his 29-year rule has not allowed political space for a viable replacement.
Paul Biya has polarized the society. The option is to put in place like a transitional college for 2 years. And then maybe from there, a strong potential can come out from that transitional period.
But Biya's supporters say that because the opposition is weak, the country is not ready for change. Lady Kate Njoma, founder of Miss Africa USA, credits Biya for maintaining peace among the country's more than 200 ethnic groups. She also commends Kabang Wala, the only female opposition candidate running in the election.
I think she's not quite ready yet, but, she has been able to inspire more women to think in that line. And I hope that in future she will come back up again. We need women in that position.
Despite assurances that the elections will be fair, the Wilson Center's Africa Program Director, Steve McDonald, says concerns are legitimate.
We want to believe that. We hope to believe it. We certainly wish the country well for these elections, but suspicions still abound because of past performance. So I think it's fair and appropriate and timely that we're having this forum.
More than 4 million Cameroonians are estimated to be living outside the country. Those eligible to vote will do so in 33 of the country's diplomatic missions and consulates worldwide, according to the country's foreign relations minister.